Coming up on News Live at 6, residents and parents complain about dirty dorm bathrooms. Our Abby Tolchin will have more ahead.
And how the Newhouse School is adapting to the ever-changing communications industry.
Plus, New York State's beloved grocery store Wegmans announces a major recall. What it is ahead when News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
With a norovirus outbreak hitting campus in multiple freshman dorms, some students are complaining about bathroom cleanliness. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Luke Welch.
That's right, I'm Max Williams in for Peter Elliott tonight. Our Abby Tolchin took a tour of some of these restrooms and spoke to these concerned students.
I'm here in the Flint Hall bathrooms where residents and parents have been complaining about the dirtiness of the bathrooms. We had the opportunity to talk to a few residents about how they feel about the bathrooms.
I think that they got dirty at the end of last semester and then just stayed dirty.
The seats are left up, the toilets aren't flushed, there's paper towels on the ground, the floors are wet.
With many different sicknesses going around Flint Hall, it worries residents that the dirty bathrooms will get them sick too.
Because people are like throwing up in the garbage, and the toilet seats also aren't like bleached, so like if someone's sick and they're sitting on it, like you can also get sick.
And the bathroom's like a very big breeding ground for illness on campus.
My mom got me gloves and like wipes to sanitize the bathroom every time I use it because I'm so scared of getting sick.
After many complaints both from parents and students, after break we've already been seeing some changes being made to how often the bathrooms are being cleaned.
See more people clean them this semester than last semester.
Same amount of people, but they're cleaning like more often throughout the day.
These residents are already seeing changes to the bathrooms. Hopefully we'll be seeing some more. This is Abby Tolchin reporting for Citrus TV. Back to you guys in studio.
Abby, thanks so much. We'll make sure to wash our hands. Well, if you were walking on Waverly Avenue today, you probably saw the iconic Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. The marketing strategy on wheels has been traveling the country for almost 90 years, meeting, see what I did there, Max, residents wherever they travel, and answering any questions they have about the car or brand, as well as posting content to social media and distributing merch. If you missed out seeing the Wienermobile, you can fill out the appearance request at oscarmayer.com. Max, I know, did you get a chance to see it today?
I unfortunately did not. I was like in class all day today, so
I was able to see it, but I didn't get my hands on any merch. But
yes.
I gotta say, it's a pretty good marketing strategy of them just delivering around. It makes me think of hot dogs.
It is, and they pay you $35,000. I just looked it up right before the show.
It's just seniors and juniors in college that are marketing majors can apply anywhere across the country. It seems like a pretty good gig.
Yes, it definitely is. They're doing some smart things over there. All right, well, the SU Information Technology Services is currently receiving reports of spam targeting international students. These students have been getting emails and phone calls impersonating government agencies such as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. If you receive one of these messages, ITS advises students to follow any of the actions displayed on your screen. Agencies never demand payments. Immediately report to ITS on that number on your screen and verify requests by contacting agencies.
Syracuse University is committed to preparing students for careers after graduation, and our reporter Grace Alford joins us in studio tonight with details on how Newhouse is doing just that. Hey, Grace.
Thanks, guys. The media industry is always changing, from artificial intelligence to new forms of content delivery. I spoke to a Newhouse professor about how the school is preparing students for their careers.
The broadcast industry is changing rapidly. In recent months, major news companies such as Scripps, CNN, and NBC have announced job layoffs for workers in exchange for creating new digital roles.
Well, first of all, you're majoring in BDJ, which stands for Broadcast and Digital Journalism. Not so long ago, it was just broadcast journalism. So the digital part is clearly, and it's a pretty wonderful thing because for the longest time, folks like the New York Times, Wall Street Journal did not know how to make money off of digital media.
The Newhouse School's mission is to provide experiential learning to students before they reach the job market. Students are encouraged to pursue all aspects of broadcast media, including digital content.
We are emphasizing hands-on. We want you to be able to shoot, to write, to edit, and to find the stories, the tough part, and then put it together.
For News Live at 6, Grace Alford, Citrus TV News.
Grace, thank you so much. Well, let's take a look at those roads right now. It is wet, it's snowy, it is windy out there. you know, just make sure you're driving safe. It looks like those highways, you're taking a live look at I-81 southbound and northbound, looks like they're fairly clear, but just make sure you are driving safe out there. You can see a snowplow coming down off the exit there, trying to sand those roads and make them clear.
Yeah, Max, I was trying to drive to the station today, and I found myself hydroplaning left and right, even just trying to get out of my driveway. It is tough out there tonight.
Yeah, make sure you drive safe.
Yeah, but luckily, all those temperatures are outside. You know what else we got out there is a nice breeze, and that's Chloe Breeze, who's outside on the weather deck right now to give us more about these temperatures and the snow, and if it's here to stay.
Hopefully it goes
Chloe, how's
away.
it going out there?
Yeah, guys, it is cold out here. It's currently 26 degrees, and we have 21 mile-per-hour winds. My hand, it will freeze to this mic. And currently right now, we are in a winter advisory, winter weather advisory. This means that roads are going to be slippery, and we're going to see that across the region. Currently, right now, we have a low of 21 in Cortland and a high of 26 in Elmira, but we're going to be staying in those low 20s with 23 in Rochester and 25 in Binghamton and finally 22 in Rome. Now tonight it's going to be 21 degrees and it's going to feel like 7. I promise you right now it's cold. So if you plan on going outside, bundle up best you can and stay warm out there. I'll send it back to you guys inside.
All right, Clay, we'll see you in just a few minutes. Well, the upstate New York grocery store Wegmans is recalling its own chicken breast nuggets. The nuggets are reported to potentially contain bone pieces. In a public health alert, the USDA says customers who purchase the chicken nuggets should immediately throw it out or return them to Wegmans for a full refund. The affected products were sold at stores here in New York as well as Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, and several other states.
And Max, it's starting to make me question. You know, I'm a chicken lover myself. Are these, you know, a lot of been questions talking about McDonald's chicken nuggets and the bones are used to grind up and get in there. Are Wegmans doing the same? It's gonna be a tough
I know,
question.
and I go to Wegmans all the time. It's like
it's my favorite spot.
not.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the updates on that.
Yes.
New tonight, the DeWitt is considering joining the good cause eviction law opt-in. The law will allow landlords to evict tenants with only reasonable causes. The opt-in law will also put limits on how much landlords can raise rent. While the legislation has been passed at the state level, it's up to individual cities to choose whether or not they agree to these limits. DeWitt is considering holding another meeting before drafting official legislation, but there is still no word on when the issue could be voted on.
Let's get it done. Let's make the community college free for these individuals, and let's open up these doors of opportunity. Are you with me to do that? Let's get it done.
Well, that was Governor Kathy Hochul. She announced her plan to offer free community college for adults aged 25 to 55 in New York State. This announcement is part of the preparation for Micron coming to the region. Her plan is to give every New Yorker opportunities for workforce development and to pursue a degree or credential for jobs in high-demand fields. Hochul also plans to invest $200 million in one network for regional advanced manufacturing partnerships, training centers for more advanced manufacturing jobs. The flagship facility is right here in Syracuse, where Hochul hopes can be the epicenter of the movement.
A body was reportedly found in a vacant Syracuse apartment earlier today. A demolition crew arrived to the 150 block of Seymour Street and found the body. Officers say it had, quote, been there a while, which in this weather can be deadly. A Syracuse police spokesperson says that they do not have any more information to release at this time.
Well, a Syracuse man is facing potential time in federal prison for bringing in an assault rifle to a gas station. Richard Bradley was arrested back in September after firing 4 rounds from an AR-15 in his car at a Sunoco in Manlius. Bradley is now pleading guilty for possession of that rifle, which he was not supposed to have due to prior felony convictions. He now faces 15 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. The sentencing is scheduled for this June.
The attorney for Latasha Mott, the woman accused of beating her 5-year-old daughter Nefertiti Harris to death, is asking for one of her charges to be lessened. Mott's attorney is requesting her second-degree murder conviction to be changed to manslaughter. The court will decide on whether to drop the charge after a hearing next March.
Coming up after the break, the Senate holds a hearing for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s leadership position. Find out why some Democrats are criticizing the nominee.
Plus, thousands of Kias are set to be rewired later this year. What to do if your vehicle is in recall when your campus news leader returns. Great job, Chloe.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it was a busy day in the nation's capital today. Senators voiced strong opinions on Robert F. Jr., during his confirmation hearing this morning. For 3.5 hours, Democrats pressed Kennedy on his past, citing criticism about abortion, healthcare issues, and anti-vaccine comments.
A controversial pick to many health officials. When asked if he would outlaw vaccines as health secretary, RFK shut down the claim.
Vaccine, I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking either of those
Anybody
vaccines.
who believes that ought to look at the measles book you wrote saying parents have been misled into believing that measles is a deadly disease. That's not true.
Although Kennedy claims to not be anti-vax, he has suggested vaccines have been linked to autism or other diseases. RFK will have one more hearing before the Senate votes on his confirmation. To President Donald Trump, his budget office is rescinding a memo freezing spending on federal grants. This comes just 2 days after that same memo sparked widespread confusion across the country. The statement planned to cut financial lifelines for states, schools, and other organizations that rely on trillions of dollars from Washington.
Yeah, administration officials say they noticed to halt loans and grants was necessary to conduct a review to ensure that spending complies with Trump's recent haul of executive orders.
The National Weather Service has administered its first reference to the newly named Gulf of America by President Trump. The body of water has been called the Gulf of Mexico since its conception, but an executive order gives the area a new name.
While many nations still use the old terminology, Google has made a statement saying they'll abide by the new name on their mapping service. It's unclear at this point which countries will recognize the new name or will continue with its original title.
And coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your 5-day weather forecast. Stick with us.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Let's take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. We're going to be seeing some more snow throughout the week. It's going to be a high of 31, low of 27 on Thursday with some PM snow. And then on Friday, we're going to see that snow turn into rain with a high of 40 and a low of 11. Now Saturday, we're going to get a break in the clouds with the snow just for a little bit though. And then it's going to be back to more snow on Sunday. And we're going to get even a little more snow on Monday with the high of 39, a low of 22. Lowest from the week is going to be 3 degrees. And it's snowing out there really bad, guys. This is a picture I took coming back from class today. It's just been coming down, and we're in a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. Thursday morning. And for the next few days, we're going to be seeing about 3 to 6 inches of snow in that time frame. And wind gusts, as you saw when I was outside, they're going to reach up to 45 to 50 miles per hour. And this is going to make the road conditions very, very harsh. Last night, I was driving on the roads and I could barely see. It's going to create hazardous road conditions. So if you have to at all, go outside tonight, bundle up best you can, and avoid the roads as much as you can. It's not great out there. The snow is going to be coming down hard, and it's going to stay like that until Thursday around 4 o'clock. But guys, I know the roads have been really rough out there. Luke, is there any more information on the roads that you can tell us?
Nothing we can tell you over here, Chloe. What we can tell you is that Kia is recalling over 80,000 of its Niro crossovers. The recall is for model years 2023 to 2025 to check for damaged wiring, impacting the deployment of airbags. Ooh, drivers may experience warning lights on their dashboard if there is an electrical obstruction.
That's scary stuff. Kia says they will inspect the wiring assembly on the front passenger seat. This includes replacing any damaged wires and adding more protective covering to prevent further decay. All of this work is free of charge to owners who will be notified by mail starting March 14th.
And Max, you know who else needs some rewiring? It seems like it's that Syracuse men's basketball team. Sean Dempsey, what can you tell us?
Well, you're certainly right, Luke. Syracuse men's basketball gears up to face off against a new ACC foe tonight. Find out if the Orange have a chance after the break.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say. Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence. Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Syracuse men's basketball has been a bit of a roller coaster so far this season, but we are now in the heart of ACC conference play. Welcome to sports. I'm Sean Dempsey. Later tonight at 11 p.m., Syracuse men's basketball is on the road and takes on Stanford. The Cardinals currently sit at 14-6 and 6th in the ACC. Leading the offense for Stanford is senior forward Maxime Reynaud. The 7-footer is averaging 20 points per game and 12 rebounds. In fact, Reynaud ranks 3rd in the nation in rebounds per game. To put that in perspective, SU's Eddie Lampkin averages just 10 points per game and 9 rebounds. With wins, Syracuse improves to 10-11 and 4-6 in the conference. But out west right now, we have our CitrusTV sports reporter Peter Elliott covering the game. Peter, how's California treating you?
Sean, what a privilege it is to be out here in sunny Southern California, not Southern California, in sunny Stanford, rather. We are California dreaming out here on the West Coast, and it really feels like a dream that Syracuse is playing a conference game against Stanford. We are 2,800 miles away from home, the first time the Orange have played a road game in the state of California since 1999. I know it's snowy back on the East Coast. We are enjoying the vitamin D we're getting here on the campus of Stanford.
Peter, I have to say, I love your jacket there. But my first question for you is, how does SU match up against Stanford tonight?
Well, it's a tough matchup to begin with. I think Stanford has kind of been forgotten a little bit as the new member of the ACC. They're a team that has just joined this conference, and they're playing all the way out closer to the Pacific Ocean than the Atlantic Ocean, but they're really strong this year, 14-6 on the year, tied for 5th in the ACC. They're a bubble contender this year for the NCAA tournament, and it's due to a guy you mentioned so far, Maxime Renaud, who is leading the conference in both points and rebounds as well. He's had a really strong year, and it looks like he'll have a great night tonight. Matching up against him will be a real challenge for the Orange. They'll miss Donnie Freeman, it looks like, for the 7th straight game. He's a guy who could have matched up really nicely against the senior from France. In his stead, it'll be Eddie Lampkin, a guy who had a great game on Saturday against Pitt. He had 23 rebounds, but this will be a challenge. Renaud is a guy who can space the floor really well. He can shoot from beyond the arc and down low. That will be the matchup tonight to watch, Sean.
Peter, when it comes to Syracuse men's basketball, what does SU need to do to win tonight?
Well, I think you've got to acknowledge that Renaud is going to be a problem. So you've got to make Stanford's guards beat you. Jalen Blakes and Oziah Sellers are two guys who have really benefited from playing with Renaud this year. They're both averaging 14.5 points a game. They're guys that Renaud kicks out to when he is down low. I think if you can stop them defensively, put a lid on them just a little bit, I think you've got a much better chance at beating them, because this Lampkin-Renaud matchup will be really tough to stop. And this is where J.J. Starling really needs to step up. He's a guy who was just 17 points away from reaching the 1,000-point mark in his college career, so hopefully he can make history tonight here in Maples Pavilion. And one other thing, I think SU just has to make its free throws. It's as simple as that, but that's been a struggle for the Orange. They've been anything but free so far this year. They are the second worst team at the charity stripe in the conference. Stanford, on the other hand, is the best team in the conference. Those are free points. You've got to get those, especially in a tough matchup on the road. Stanford has lost just one game this season here in Palo Alto. Should be a fun one tonight, Sean. Tip-off at 8 p.m. here on the West Coast. That means 11 o'clock on the East Coast. I hope you stay up late with us for Orange Press Pass as well for the True Insomniacs. That one starts at 2 a.m. on Orange Television Network and YouTube. But for now, Sean, from sunny Stanford, we'll send it back to snowy Syracuse.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Switching gears, in just under an hour, the Knicks tip off in a big-time matchup against the Nuggets in Madison Square Garden at 7:30. The Knicks sit at 3rd in the Eastern Conference, while the Nuggets sit at 4th in the Western Conference. New York comes into the matchup against Denver as the winners of 4 straight games. The Knicks are 16-8 on their home court this season. New York ranks 4th in the Eastern Conference at limiting opponents' scoring, allowing 111 points while holding opponents to 46% shooting. Key players to watch out for tonight are Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic. Towns averages 25 points and 14 rebounds this season for New York, while Jokic is scoring 30 points a night and adding 13 rebounds as well. And later on this evening, the Nets travel down south to take on the Hornets at 7. Brooklyn is trying to break its 7-game losing streak with the win. The Hornets are a dismal 7-24 in Eastern Conference games this season. Also, it has been announced that Hornets guard LaMelo Ball has been ruled out for tonight's game. The former 3rd overall pick suffered a left ankle sprain during the Hornets' loss to the Lakers on Monday when he left in the second quarter. Ball is averaging 28 points and 7 assists this season. If this game is close, something to keep an eye on is Charlotte is 4-5 in games decided by less than 4 points. Guys.
Sean Dempsey now joining us at the desk. We heard what Peter had to say, but what do you think that SU has to do to win tonight?
You know, it's such a tough call because this season for Syracuse men's basketball has been rather disappointing. I mean, they're basically, on pace for one of their worst seasons in the past 15 years. I simply just don't think they have enough to get it done tonight.
Really?
Sadly.
Do you have a score prediction?
I'm going to go Stanford 76, Syracuse 65.
Okay.
So not really.
All right.
They're going to need those 3 throws, but when we come back, our Chloe Breeze will have one last look at your wake-up weather. Don't go anywhere.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Let's take a look at your wake-up weather. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be 18 degrees, but we're going to be moving into some warmer temperatures throughout the day, 27 at noon and at 6 p.m. with 28. But unfortunately, we're going to be getting some more snow tonight. Snow is going to be coming in throughout the night, and it's going to be a nice little winter wonderland when you wake up tomorrow. But it is going to be cloudy. And unfortunately, guys, those snowstorms are here to stay throughout the rest of the week.
That's cool. That's me a brutal walk.
It's like we're going to have to pull out those snow boots, Chloe, huh?
Yes, definitely.
All right, well, although we have yet to start our careers, it's never bad to start looking on a place to settle down.
Yeah, that's right. Wallet Hub released their rankings of the top states to retire in, and the results may surprise you.
Here in New York, ranked towards the middle of the pack at 35, which I'm not surprised in the least. Headlining the list was Florida, Minnesota, then Colorado. In that order, Chloe and I's home state of Pennsylvania placed 6th, though.
Well, what I'm surprised about is my home state of Rhode Island is placed 44th. In other tri-state areas, states were New Jersey at 45 and Connecticut at 29. So, Sean, I forgot you're from Rhode Island. I apologize.
No, it's all good. I think it should be number 1 because Rhode Island's the best during the summertime, but during the winter, it's not all that great.
I know. It's brutal in the winter, but the beaches, like, you can't beat them.
You can't beat them.
Chloe, are you surprised at Pennsylvania being that high?
I'm not surprised. I love Pennsylvania. You're so close to everything. You're 2 hours from the beach, 2 hours from the Poconos. I think it's a great location.
Yeah, we got Philly and Pittsburgh, but I got to mention my hometown of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is actually ranked the #1 place to retire in America.
Wow.
I
Is
love
that
it.
so?
Yes, it is. It really is.
You think
It's
you'll
all
retire there?
Me myself, it's a little too calm for me, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I love the produce there, the Amish, everything about it. It's great. It's great food.
Oh, yes.
Great lifestyle, the rolling hills of the farms.
I'm more of a
really,
Philadelphia girl,
yeah.
but...
Have you been out to Lancaster?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
many
yeah.
times. I love it over there. I love it rural, but more of a city girl.
Everyone tells me that they get their dog from my hometown, which I feel like is a pretty cute story.
Have you guys been to Rhode Island?
I have not.
No,
You're missing out.
Okay.
We'll have to make a visit.
We'll
Yeah,
go.
you'll have
We'll
to
travel.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not too far away.
Yeah. Well, that's CitrusTV News Live at 6 for this Wednesday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now, for the entire CitrusTV News team, I'm Max Williams.
From Chloe Breeze and Sean Dempsey, I'm Luke Welch. Have a great night, Syracuse.
Sorry, I totally forgot you're from Rhode Island.